still here? Guys, I want to start by, I want to share an accomplishment of mine. You know, I'm really trying to just own when I have done something in my life that is on the path to the best version of myself. So for the sake of public accountability, I wanted to tell everyone here tonight, I got through Cinco de Mayo without yelling at a white person for dressing up as a Mexican. You know, I live in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and usually like the couples in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, dress the guy looks like the young pope with a big billed hat, and the women all dress like Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, and they all have these faces that say generational wealth. And so I'm in Brooklyn on Cinco de Mayo. I'm walking around, eating a breakfast sandwich, as you can tell. And I see this fucking couple dressed as Mexicans. And normally what I would do is I would bully someone, I'd talk over them like I'm on Fox News until they jump in the East River. But this time I was like, you know what? Take back the night, David. So I decided that this Cinco de Mayo I was gonna dress like a white guy. But then I realized there's no cohesive costume for mass shooter. Wait, actually, guys, that's actually really untrue. There is. It's a police officer. Yeah. No, I think we solved it here tonight. Next Cinco de Mayo, when I see people dressed like Mexicans, I'm going to dress like a police officer. And they're going to have a serape and a sombrero, and they're going to be shooting fake revolvers in the air, being like, arriba, arriba. And I'm going to be like, your taillight's out. Just the gems tonight. This political climate has been very hard on me, so I've been trying to take a break from it. Today, me and my boyfriend, we turned our phones off, we went for a walk, and we went to vintage stores looking for vintage textiles to make curtains out of. And before you call me a hipster, or more appropriately, faggot, I want you to know that I did this without irony. I'm someone who legitimately and genuinely loves old stuff. I like old furniture and old clothes. I even like old-timey phrases like gee willikers and yowzers and the president's been shot. It's just a simpler time. I'm taking this political climate kind of hard. What are you guys doing for self-care? How are you, unless you guys are we actually voted for Trump, faggot. But what are you guys doing for self-care? How are you taking care of yourself? Drinking. Oh. What I'm doing is I'm eating a large pizza by myself while watching episodes of The Biggest Loser. And remarkably, my boyfriend still touches my genitals. It's weird. So I just like to wake up in the morning and pick up my phone, and there's an alert that isn't about, our democracy crumbling. I like it to turn on my phone and be like, hey David, the McRib is back. It's hard because I'm a fucking dude that cries in public. I just openly weep in public. And so it's weird. I'll be on the train and I'll get an alert on my phone that Donald Trump has added somebody to his Ku Klux cabinet. And I'll be I'm just that fat sobbing guy on the train. But I have created a fucking solution, guys. I have decided I'm just going to keep carrying around a child's coat. So every time I'm sad, I'm just going to weep into it and be like, Bobby! How do I go on? And no one will bother me. I truly hate Donald Trump. I really do. But you know what? I've been really trying to I'm going to try to fucking identify. You know what? I actually wasn't going to admit this tonight, but I stayed at a Trump hotel once. Not recently, but I stayed at a Trump hotel, and you know what, guys? That shit's majestic. They have a pillow menu. And so, like, I was thinking, like, if this is how good his hotels are, imagine how nice his concentration camps are going to be. Oh, you laugh now, but you're going to walk in and be like, okay, so, like, they rounded us up. But, like, did you see? There's a towel warmer back here. In this fucking shower, there's 3 settings on the shower nozzle. It's a rain, mist, and gas. I did identify with Donald Trump in one moment, just one small moment recently. Like, he got caught, like telling secrets to the Russians, like classified information. And I was like, he reacted exactly like I do when I get caught gossiping. Like, I'm usually like, well, she needed to know. And I just refuse to apologize. And then tons of people die. I'm so mad at Donald Trump. Like, guys, I'm stuck on the old shit. Like, I'm still mad about shit that happened in the debates. Like, he said this one thing in the debates that, like, just sticks in me. He said, nobody respects women more than me. Yeah. Nobody in a world that includes Beyonce and pepper spray respects women more than Donald J. Trump. Which, you know what? Actually, that could be true. If your world is like just Donald Trump, Ted Bundy, and cervical cancer, then yes, Donald, that's true. I got really, really mad during the inauguration because, like, the Girl Scouts marched in the inauguration, and I got so mad. But then I realized, you know what, David, take a step back. They got their wrong side of history badge. I just can't wait for that new line of cookies. It's like swastika cookie, like pralines and pro-life. So this whole political climate is ruining my life, aka my Facebook. I got into a fight with a girl from my improv class who said, because I wrote on Facebook, I said, if you voted third party on election night, if you voted third party, you should kill yourself. Which I totally meant. And she was like, if we all voted for Jill Stein, we wouldn't be in this position. And I was like, voting for Jill Stein is like being mad at your mom. So you're like, I'm going to go live at grandma's. I'm going to grandma's now. But instead you go to foster care for the rest of your life. I got a fight with my cousin. She's like really conservative, lives in the South. She wrote me a message on Facebook. She goes, I will remind you that some of us voted for Trump. And I was like, okay, I will remind you that you named your baby Azriel after the cat in the Smurfs. And then her husband chimed in, and his name is like Dakota, and like his Facebook photo is like him like on an ATV with like a fucking paintball gun mask on. And he's like, finally, white straight men have a safe space in America. And I was like, your first safe space was called the Mayflower. And your most recent one was called SantaCon. Guys, I don't mean to shit on SantaCon. It has some cultural value. It helps you identify the rapist in your neighborhood. Next year, it's going to be called Santa Consent. I always tell a joke, and I'm like, shut up, David. I also got into a fight with a girl wearing an infinity scarf. I was in a coffee shop being like, I'm Mexican, I'm gay, they're gonna round us up. And she's like, think about the art. Like, just live inside of the possibility. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sure like everyone that died in the AIDS crisis is like, it was really bad, but like at least we got the quilt. Yeah. Or like Tony Kushner's like, my best friend just died, but this play is writing itself. You know what I mean? And like I turned to her and she was like wearing like a romper made of privilege. And I was like, your poetry is gonna be on fucking fire when you lose your reproductive rights. On a lighter note, something good has happened in my life recently, which is I got a dog, and I fucking love her. She's cute. She's teaching me about being a parent, namely that I do not want to be a parent. The thing is that, like, dogs, they're great. Kids, you, like, give them everything. You, like, love beyond your body. And then they're like, fuck you, you're a coward. Give me $20 and drive me to someplace. Dogs die at 13. If you can guarantee me my child will die at 13, I'm in. Like, if you can guarantee me a parent's worst nightmare. I'm saying this with my pregnant friend in the audience. And she's like, friendship over. No, but, you know, like, the thing about kids, it's like, you can't do the same things with dogs and kids. Like you know, you can't jerk off in front of your kids. They take them away. You can jerk off in front of your dogs. Right? Guys, I don't jerk off in front of my dog. So I was jerking off in front of my dog. And she was asleep, right? And I was like watching the porn I usually watch where like a straight guy has a excruciating anal experience for $50. And like she's asleep. So I'm going for it, and then all of a sudden like I hear this sound which is like, and I look over, I flip the laptop over, and my dog is just licking her vagina, but is locked eyes with me. And I was like, guys, daddy issues transcend species. But in all seriousness, like, she has taught me so much. It's not even a joke. Like, she's taught me how to manage my time, how to really, like, you gotta love something more than you love yourself. But more importantly, she's taught me how to wave like a white woman in the dog park. Like, I found myself being like, Renee. Let me break down the anatomy of that for you. Here's how you wave like a white woman. You grab your privilege. You let it go. You grab your privilege again, and you leave it there. It'll always be there. You're white. That's my time. Thanks, guys.